You know, Carly, we've worked very hard today, so I think we should do Emerald Eats, where we get to eat some amazing food from our area.
I think that's a great idea. And today we're joined by Chef Luke Kolpin with Cedar Elm. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So Cedar Elm, located in the heart of the lodge at St. Edward Park, just 30 minutes from Seattle. Tell us all about the restaurant. What can people experience when they come there?
I mean, it's a pretty amazing place. Driving up into it, you're in this park, and it just opens up into this just absolutely beautiful building. And then, of course, there's so many cool things to walk around and see inside the building, arts and all that sort of stuff. We have a bunch of different avenues for food, a few different bars that have some fun stuff, and we're actually just in this month a big changeover for our full fall menu.
That is so exciting. I'll tell you, the first time I drove up there, I gasped because it's this little road, and then it just opens up to this beautiful space. We're actually going to learn how to make some of those new seasonal dishes today. What are we cooking?
So we have two different things here today. We have something that's kind of, we're playing around for the new menu, which is a black cod, oyster mushroom, and a coriander and juniper butter, as well as our kind of kale and arugula salad with crispy onions.
Great. What do we do first?
All right, so we'll do the salad first.
Okay.
So we have our kale and arugula, and then we'll just do a little bit of our parm dressing.
Nice, nice.
Looks good.
And then we have some pickled onions. They're gonna go in.
Yum.
Some Parmesan.
Why did I think pickled onions were always purple?
Those are red, the red ones, right?
Yeah, you do.
Is that
Everybody does those sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? So I like to change them up. You know, whatever I feel is the best to use. Some chives.
Ooh. That looks delightful.
You know how I can tell you're a professional? You did not lick the side of the container after you poured the dressing.
I was about seconds of doing so, and I realized there's a lot of eyes on me, so.
Where do you get all these fresh ingredients from?
Well, that's the beauty of it, is I've kind of, this is the first restaurant gig I've had back since coming back from Copenhagen, where I lived for a little while. So I'm kind of now just kind of diving back into all the local new, you know, purveyors and things like that. So I'm kind of starting that journey now.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, nice. What are some of the other popular items for the fall, things you're excited about?
I mean, I really like root vegetables and things like that, so I'm really excited to kind of showcase some really good, like, cooked celery root and, you know, pumpkins and things like that. So I'm pretty excited about that sort of stuff.
Cool.
And then, of course, a little bit of some crispy onions over the top.
Ooh, yeah.
Finish it off with a little bit more parm.
Nice.
Onion and cheese in all forms is an automatic yes for me.
Yeah.
Cool. Can I try it?
Absolutely.
Do you want to try it too?
Yeah, I do.
I love it.
And then the next thing, as you're eating that I'm going to kind of finalize over here, we have our black cod.
Ooh, that is
with
so good.
oyster mushrooms that have a little bit of garlic, shallots. Finish it off with some herbs. You like that?
So good.
Nice.
You're going to turn me into an arugula eater here.
And it's really good for you, too. How dare it be so tasty and good?
It is. I mean, I kind of put that one on the menu after my sister. She, you know, I kind of made fun of her for a year for doing kale Caesars and things like that, but I actually secretly love kale, so I was like, I'm going to kind of do this as a tribute to my sister. I'm just going to put a variation of that on the menu.
I'm sure you know. It's all about what you do to the kale to make it good or not good, you know? When are you open? Do you have to make a reservation? How can people
we are open right now, so you could definitely make reservations. The menu is, like I said, we're in the middle of getting ready for a big new menu change, and then just slowly make changes from here on out. Just as we go, we kind of just new seasonal, new dishes, new things, just kind of, you know, change as we go.
Great.
Nice. Now you're building it out right now. And I was really digging around that salad for that onion. It's also very good. Talk to me about the importance of presentation here. This looks beautiful.
Well, a lot of the time, I actually don't mind putting like things like your mushrooms over the top of the fish. It kind of, so as you're eating it, it kind of should make sense. You're kind of getting all of your vegetables and everything as you're kind of guiding through your fish, and then it picks up all the sauces and everything. And I really like simple eating, you know, just a really nicely cooked piece of fish with some mushrooms and herbs, and then just like a nice little butter sauce. Just something very simple.
So fun. Can I give it a try?
Absolutely.
Now, while I give it a taste here, talk to me about what you think makes like a good cooking a mushroom. I feel like that gets a little tricky for me sometimes. I burn them, you know?
It can, because they're all so different. You know, like one is definitely don't use a whole lot of oil in the very beginning, right? Because they soaks up rather quickly, and there's a lot of moisture inside of mushrooms, so you kind of want to cook some of that moisture out and kind of finalize it with a little bit of, you know, butter or things like that.
This is so fluffy. What did you do to it?
Well, black cod is one of those beautiful fish where, you know, it can be a little bit expensive from time to time, but it's worth every penny, as it's a very forgiving fish. So especially if you're not necessarily used to cooking fish, that's when, you know, like, and say you forget about it for 5 minutes, it's still going to taste really good, as it has a lot of kind of, you know, oils and fats inside of it that keeps it nice and juicy.
So good.
I think it's so cool you lived in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
What are some like cooking tips that you learned there that like more people could benefit from here in America?
It's just a lot more of like kind of looking at things in a more simple way and highlighting, you know, more of like, you know, your vegetables and things like that.
Yeah.
I actually do cook a lot more vegetables than I do proteins, and kind of highlight, you know, highlight those sort of things. Kind of a simplicity kind of look to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is
Very
there
good.
any food there that people would be shocked that is really popular here?
I mean,
You know, like a Vegemite of like Australia, New
Vegemite.
Zealand,
Yeah,
or
I
something
mean-
like that? Or is it all pretty delicious?
I mean, open-faced sandwiches and schnapps is a pretty go-to for that.
Yeah,
So that's
I
pretty
like
good.
it.
There you go. Luke, thank you so much for coming
Absolutely.
by. Love this.
So good.
We posted a little more info on Cedar and Elm on our website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live.
And don't forget, if you have a restaurant that you want us to feature, let us know. Find us on social media.
See you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.